Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Crime Lines and Lies. How is everyone doing? By the way, I don't lie, but criminals do. And we have a very special guest backstage that cannot tell a lie. She is right up there with Honest Abe. Let me tell you, these Duggars have been up to no good for a very long time. And me, always being slow to the punch, didn't even realize that it was being exposed on our TVs on the daily. They're a conglomerate of, I'm going to go ahead and say it, pedos, tax evaders. I can't even tell you what else. Old Jim Bob and Michelle are starting their own church. Guess what? It will be a slam dunk because regardless of everything they've done, they're right up there with the freaking Clintons. People will never give up on them. They will never give up on them. Just like Carrie Hall. She's been a member for 7 months. Can we have a round of applause for Carrie Hall? She has actually put up with all of you, because we know I'm never the problem here, for 7 months. We love you, Carrie Hall. Woo! What to do? Well, let's take a second and tell everybody good morning. My gosh, yesterday was a roller coaster. I felt like I was on the damn internet all day. And personally, I don't really like the internet that much. Okay? Really don't. All right, let's welcome everybody and say good morning. It's a good thing I have my camera off because you all wouldn't even believe what I look like right now. I did this new facial treatment. I almost look like the kid from Mask. Here, I'll show you real quick. Oh, that's a share screen. All right, so you see me? You see all these little red dots and everything? Yeah, it's pretty bad. So I'm getting really irritated with Cindy Crawford's Meaningful Beauty. And I was kind of hoping to get a sponsorship from her because I feel like we're kindred spirits and we look a lot alike. Not after that. Okay? Now, it doesn't hurt, Melanie. It itches. Oh my God. When are people from Florida going to understand you don't get to bitch about anything unless it's a hurricane? Oh, Lord. Would y'all stop? Woo! Can someone please tell the Floridians to STFU? True Crime Beat, this is not acne. This has to do with the facial treatment I did. Oh my God. Carly, I'm not saying don't use it. Don't just use it all at once like Brooks did, okay? I've never been the less is more person. You ought to see my roses from the Miracle Grow, okay? Did you know too much Miracle Grow will kill shit? Okay? Hence my face. There really is a reason to follow instructions, okay? True story. I'm not giving up on Cindy, and you shouldn't either. Without further ado, let's please bring up our co-host for today from the Emerald Isle, runs one of the biggest groups on Facebook, the one and only Gala Girl. Oh, Denny, the Florida crowd's complaining again. Mirror V said, damn, TCB, we can't get nothing right. Oh, actually, I get more content from your state than anybody. Telling you. For real. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. I mean, there's entire YouTube channels called Florida Man. They're some of my favorite shows. So, my friend, what do you think? To catch everybody up, Kendra Duggar was arrested, bonded out
Yep.
by Michelle. What do you think about
Mhm.
charges? Do you think they're going to stick? Do you think she's going to do any time?
Mm. Will she do time? I guess we'll have to see where this investigation leads, but I'm sure it was more than just doorknobs on the outside that gets you a no contact order with your children.
Nope, 4 children were padlocked in their homes. There's Michelle going to bond her out right there.
In a temper, don't forget that bit.
There she is. She also got Good Morning, Sophia Petrillo. Michelle actually went up to what they call paparazzi. For all they know, it's one of their neighbors. And look at that picture. Her with that cell phone. You stay away from my family. Like she
Guess
was.
that's her old face, as you to say.
Oh, I guess that's why old Jim Bob's been with her for so long. She could suck water out of a rock. Look at that. My goodness. You stay away from my family. And I was like, whoa. They're parked on the street.
Yep. Michelle to the rescue.
But Michelle's not having it. And also they have mentioned in their on their Duggar website, which I do not subscribe to. You have to pay a lot of money to be a part of it. I think they have a Patreon too. I could have been
Yeah.
told wrong. That's happened before. Really, I'm really never told anything wrong. I normally just get it wrong. Just
Yeah, but we believe everything on the internet, remember?
every day, every day, every day. Lisa A said she was yelling about protecting the children. Since when? Since when? That's exactly right. Well, they're preaching about covenants again. Okay.
Yeah.
Benny and I were talking about this morning. The Mormons do that as well. And that's fine. That's their religion. That's their belief. You do not force a woman to stay married to a man that is a pedo. Okay.
Well, allegedly, she has grounds to break their spiritual covenant. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
got married, and, like I said to you, when I go to heaven, I'm considering myself a free agent, and I'm hoping to run into Patrick Swayze or someone like that.
It's exactly what I said. Once I die, I'm free to date. I've had enough of Greg. Okay. These people say once you're man and wife, you go to heaven together. You have to wait on the other side. What they forget is a lot of people, after they're widowed, get remarried, have new, I'll say, friends.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So let's have a little recap of how Michelle is so proud of her marriage.
Oh,
And this is advice to her daughters. And by the way, to all of you in here that pee sitting down. Okay. Except for Pat K because she uses a urinal.
God, a wife, doing her husband good and not evil all the days of her life. And I think that is what I say to my girls. You want to be your husband's biggest cheerleader. You want to be the one that always encourages him and doesn't put him down to other people, but really is that one to really do him good. God talks about a wife doing her husband good and not evil all the days of her life. And I think that is what I say to my girls. You want to be your husband's biggest cheerleader. You want to be the one that always encourages him and doesn't put him down to other people, but really is that one to really do him good.
in other words, do as he says.
That's really not bad advice, but she's being very moderate about this because we know what she really means.
Yeah.
Like Sweet Sativa said, they are an evil, toxic family. And hey, Sin, XOXO. Yeah, I'm my husband's biggest cheerleader. You better believe it.
Of
I,
course.
I cheerlead myself all the way to the fucking bank on Fridays when he gets paid. This with Joseph and Kendra is bad. And I think all the padlocks were put on the outside of the kids' rooms after what happened with Jana when she was watching Josh's children and one of them got outside and was on like a very public throughway. Do you want to explain all that? Because she got a misdemeanor for for child endangerment.
Yeah. Well, she did plead guilty to it.
Mhm.
Partly the story is she fell asleep and the child wandered off. And the child managed to wander off a huge compound onto a main road, but for the grace of God, a responsible citizen came upon her and reported to the police, which
Yeah.
is what a normal person would do in that circumstance.
I still don't understand why the parents weren't charged with child endangerment because they left Jana with the child. And the reason
Wow.
Jana probably fell asleep, I do believe her, is because Cinderella has been busting her ass taking care of she's the second child and she's a twin.
Yep.
And she's like the founder, if you want to know the truth, co-founder of the buddy system. She has raised all her siblings. And now there's like 40 freaking grandchildren that they
Yep.
expect her to take care of, even her own. Okay?
Yep. She
So
was ba-
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
she was basically, as you say, the Cinderella of it, even though they don't allegedly watch Disney films. But hey, I don't know. Anna's named all her pups after characters from Elsa. But what do you know? But yeah, I mean, Jana is now happily married and with a little baby of her own, little boy, and seems to be doing well.
Yes. We have a question from the audience. Caller number 1, Susan, said, was Jana finally allowed to get married? She's married to her brother's brother-in-law, I believe.
Yeah, it's in Stephen Wisman. She's
With
now Mrs. Wisman, and they have recently had a baby about a month ago. Her boy,
oh yeah, little Archie Gerald, and boy is he cute. Woo, he's cute.
gorgeous, and she's a beautiful home. She's moved well away from Arkansas, and up to, I'm sure, when all of this broke, she was starting to enjoy life just a little with her new husband and making a new home and moving on with her life. But now,
Which
like
she
all the girls,
do when she was 18. She wanted to go to University of Arkansas. She wanted to get a business degree. She wanted to cut her hair. And I mean, they about locked her in the dungeon. They're big on these padlocks. I see a trend in the family. Janaka,
oh yeah,
I'm going to let you answer this, Denny. Why so much subservience? Now, remember, the subservience is only the girls to the brothers and their father and their mother, the boys only to their father. Can you explain the Goddard?
well, basically, it's the patriarchal system.
Mm.
If you go back as far as blanket training, which the pearls, they're another day's work. Their system, the Duggars promoted, whereby your 6 month old, should their toy roll off the blanket and they leave the blanket, you literally beat them. So eventually they learn just not to move. They just sit there and don't move, which actually stunts their growth, the milestones they would need to reach in life. But hey, I'm not a specialist on it. I'm only speaking from having had babies myself. They do tend to crawl, and it's a milestone they have to achieve, and you want them to do it, you know? But it's subservient from the day one.
Yeah.
It's indoctrination. It's dad is basically the god in the house next to the IBRP principles. And
Mhm.
nobody worshipped Bill Gothard more than Jim Bob Duggar. In fact, he was one of Bill Gothard's friends, shall we say.
Goddard called him a protege. That's more than a friend.
Yeah. Well, he's a self-proclaimed prophet as well. Let's not forget that, apparently.
Mhm.
But, no, it's subservience. They're basically brainwashed from the time they can put a thought together in their heads. They're told this is how it should be, this is how you should be, this is the way you should behave. And homeschooling actually, though good, I'm not disputing that at all. Many parents use it, and it's a fantastic way of learning with your child. But in their case, I think it allowed them that, when the switches were used for punishment and things like that, no teacher was ever going to see it.
Do you remember when we were talking about it's all done and over now, the Ruby Frankie and Jody case? They were big on blanket training, really
Oh,
big on it. And well, there's a difference between training, punishment, and abuse. Melanie, Denny and I were just talking about this, Saturday, Friday? I can't remember the day now. I'm surprised one of their children hasn't completely gone missing. That's a lot of people to keep up with the buddy system, especially when you have an 8-year-old girl cleaning your house and raising your kids.
Yep.
It's amazing. Nothing has happened. Well, we think about it, something bad has. And I still think that there's going to be more secrets that come out.
Let's not forget this is a compound.
Yes.
Almost. And I seen when they tried to serve Kendra's warrant, they weren't complying. So nobody's getting in there anytime soon, if you know what I mean.
Well, and they basically made an appointment for her last Friday on the 20th for her to walk in, take a picture. Michelle sat outside with the engine running and bonded her out. Good morning, Amy M. How are you?
Yeah, I think it was $1,250, something like that. Was the figure I see being mentioned?
I didn't hear what her bond was. I don't know. I just know she has to reappear sometime next month. Okay, so let's start from Joseph and Kendra courting, as they call it.
It was actually kind of there in front.
It's pretty smart to go back to the place where you were born and, hey, here's where it started. You want to start something else. That's genius.
Hidden deep underneath that masculine looking man, there was a heart in there. Joseph is a good guy.
Right here was like our mud.
Yeah, we kind of had like a mud dirt pile, we call it, I think. It was pretty good size. So we play right in this section here is where we play kickball and stuff. My mom didn't like baseball. We do kickball. We had the sewer right down there. And so it was like it was our swamp.
Now, remember, this is heavily produced. Okay. Heavily produced.
And edited.
Exactly. Heavily produced. And I just read her bond was like a little under $2,000. So Michelle paid that and she will get it back. I mean, she'll get it back in full. Okay. If you pay the 10%, you're never going to get that payment back because you're paying the bondsman. If you just pay it all, then after everything's done and over, all the money comes back. So
Well, that's true.
Michelle will get her money back because she's going to make sure, because she's running this show now, my friends.
I'm sure, like always, she's Jim Bob's talking head. He's also having a say in what she says, if you know what I mean.
You know, she preaches that subservience and stuff like that. I have just never bought it because she runs that house and that family with an iron fist. And that baby talk. No, she's not as nice as she claims.
Personal stuff.
But when it rained, it had a good size, like, swimming hole area.
Yeah, that's right. Lots of good memories. I'm nervous to enter into a courtship. That's always something that every guy should be nervous about. Anyway, we kind of had our living room.
You weren't nervous about essaying a child in Florida with your in-laws on the trip, your wife, your children, and you were meeting another IBLP or whatever the initials are family. And you did that to their daughter, but you were nervous about walking around with Kendra.
Yeah. I'm sure he wasn't all that nervous, but obviously, again, it's for the cameras and.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And again, this is heavily scripted, heavily produced. Kind of like this show, Denny.
Yeah.
I mean,
OJ does a fantastic job of production.
no, you're reading from a teleprompter. So am I.
Oh, yeah.
We have a huge production studio. I mean, look, we have Rapper. We have Just Me. We have Jananka, Wicked Witch of the Midwest, Uli. Oh, hell yeah. We run a tight ship around here.
We're sorted.
You can picture it now. Close your eyes. Here was.
Yeah, it was crazy though. And so actually, I was actually born here.
Oh, that's right.
So,
Yeah, neat.
Anyway, I guess kind of neat seeing my past, kind of seeing where I come from, where I started. And I was wondering if you wanted to go to the next step of courtship with me.
Yes. I know
And I had something to signify that. So I figured you put it on your right hand.
Yes.
On your ring finger. But
I know you're gonna say that.
yeah. So
Joe. Lindsay.
Side hug?
The side hugs are sexy. I don't even side hug Greg when I'm mad at him. Okay. They love those side hugs. Okay. Would you like to go to the next step of courtship? When I first heard this on their show, I thought one of the weirdos was asking if he could grab a titty or something. I didn't even know what that meant. So the next step is their courtship becomes more in depth with their church and they start preparing for marriage. Mirror,
Yeah.
Sherry.
Hey, Sherry. Yeah, that's basically it. I think they met in 2017 and were married less than a year later.
Their courtships don't last too long. I mean, I will say that. And it's common in some religions that some people will drag it out for a long time because, well, they're getting the milk and the cow, if you know what I mean. They're setting up homes. I mean, they're getting to know each other. They're totally, totally different. But I know who's not totally different. Look at our girl, Jananka. Just welcomed 5 new people into the Crime Wise family. Someone needs to remind me we need to do a member show ASAP. Get your umbrellas. Let's see who all got. Debbie all day. Megan Els, what's up, girl? Auntie Sherry. I didn't know Auntie Sherry
Yay.
was a member already. Little Black Bear, welcome. You're gonna love the member. You are. Wicked Witch of the Midwest. Oh yeah, you're going to love it. It really is fun.
Can hug.
But they're secret, don't tell me.
New thing, right?
Yeah. I can't believe it. So exciting.
Yeah.
I had no idea that I thought we were just going to be going to the auction, like kind of we've done a couple times before. And so, yeah, I had no idea he was going to ask me to court him.
Your dad gave me the go.
Paul.
Dear Lord. Ooh, Mama Bear is in. Not that Mama Bear. I might be late to the show, but golly, I finally caught one. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, look at Little Black Bear. I'm so excited over the membership. Wicked Witch of the Midwest is really excited. Yeah, we'll do a members live this week. Okay?
Oh,
Remember to be
definitely. But remember, they're very secret.
extremely secret. You never know what's going to go on there. You never know. And we have to admit, the prizes are exceptional.
Oh, I mean, you could win just about anything. I mean, just about anything.
Oh, you just
That's just me.
You never know. Okay, so second stage, after they walk around and he gets a peek at the girl's ankle. That's a common thing. They actually ask them to wear socks so they can't see their ankles. I don't know. Are you an ankle person, Gaelic?
Oh, I'd wear socks. I live in Ireland and it's cold, so I'd wear socks up to my knees. Yeah. But not for that reason. Just because I want to be warm.
So they get to hold hands and then they get to the second stage. Would you like to court me? Oh,
Yeah.
Gosh.
It then becomes official. Now, please do not at any point think this courtship is like dating. Because it's not.
No.
They even have a whole section.
They always have to have chaperones. Wicked Witch of the Midwest, which I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I think kids should be chaperoned. I really do.
Oh, yeah. I mean, at a certain age.
I mean, hell be it. I mean, if they want to go out and eat, go eat. If you're not home by 11, then you'll have a chaperone.
Well, if you're talking an 18, 19-year-old, it seems a bit extreme to me. But yeah, underage.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about like under 18. You know, I bet when Jana had to have a chaperone, and she's like 3 years old, I was like, gross. And exactly, Wicked Witch of the Midwest, which loving that name. They basically told Ginger if her knees ever showed, she was asking for it. They are the type of people. I know some people don't believe it, or they think I'm overreacting, which I never do. Right, Denny?
No, never.
No,
Absolutely
not around here.
God, no.
I have noticed some of their dialogue where they talk about when people are sexually assaulted, violently raped, that somewhere it was the victim's fault. And they have a crazy strategy about this.
Yeah. They sure do. I mean, they ironically, say for example, Kendra's dad, he's a pastor. They hold him in as high as authority as the law. You know, it's extreme.
Does he look like Jim Carrey to you, Denny?
Kinda, yeah.
He kind of does. That haircut and everything, that bowl haircut and that smile.
Yeah.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Daddy.
It's all my fault.
I know it's a lot.
Whenever Kendra said yes, it was like such a big relief to me, just knowing that now I've actually entered a new phase of life.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
yeah.
Those are so pretty.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I thought it was really special the way he asked me to court him, just seeing the place that he
was born and had grown up. I'd actually really been wanting to see that place, and he told me he was going to show me at some point.
Oh, did we get the surprise or no?
Yeah, I'm shocked.
As far as courting, the term of Kendra courting me or me courting Kendra are pretty much interchangeable. We're courting each other. So, I mean, it's not like one person is courting, it's like both of us. So it kind of goes.
And he's driving a truck that obviously is still for sale from Josh's used car lot. Look at that. Look at that on the screen. That's from his brother's car lot that was on the Lexus dark web, had hidden apps, and was watching Daisy's Delight. That's how he started his courtship, driving around in his older brother, who is in jail and was arrested by Homeland Security, is in a federal pen in Texas, I believe. Woo! Can't make it up. Well, look who just came in. Hey, Queen Bee of Mobs. What's up, girlfriend?
Well, I guess like driving around with the price tag on its promotion. I don't know.
Well, you what? Kill two birds with one stone. You court and you sell a truck.
Exactly.
It's actually not a bad price for that truck, though. Not gonna lie. That's actually a really good price. Now I'm wondering where the hell they get these cars at auction.
It's courting, it's like both of us. So it kind of goes both ways.
You won't be seeing much of that now. Apparently, the Discovery Channel, TLC, any channels that were running reruns are now removing Counting On and all reruns of the Duggars.
Isn't that crazy? A lot of it could be that, a lot of people are canceling their cable, but I did know Amazon, you can buy all of the seasons of Counting On and, and the first one where they were having like one baby every season. And I'm like, you have got to be shitting me. You think I'm going to pay $24.99 to Jeff Bezos and the Duggars to watch this in action? But who knows? Watch me, I might.
Never know. Buy it for you for Christmas. No. But these platforms are obviously doing it to back themselves up. I mean, all I can say is the Learning Channel certainly is a learning channel.
Yeah.
Just not be what you want to learn.
No, it's like arts and entertainment. I can't believe some of the trash they have on there. I can't believe it. Okay, so last week when all this was going on with Kendra being arrested, and we will talk more about that. I'm just trying to clean up some little older news, catch up on Joseph. He's about to be extradited to Florida. Okay, I understand that True Crime Beat and Mirvi are going to do a motorcycle trip to come pick him up.
Wow.
I'm telling you, they like it.
Dedication. That's dedication.
They trust him. They trust him. Okay. State of Florida trusts them.
This morning, he was arrested at his Tawnytown home, but the incident he's accused of reportedly happened while he was on a family vacation in Panama City Beach, Florida in 2020. 5 News reporter Claire Everbach has the details from the courtroom.
Following a hearing at the Washington County Courthouse Friday morning, Joseph Duggar will soon be sent to Florida to face a judge there for the alleged crimes against a child after he was arrested on March 18th. The sheriff's office in Bay County said Duggar is facing charges of molestation of a victim less than 12, as well as lewd and lascivious behavior conducted by a person older than 18.
Now,
Yeah,
I think if we sweet talk True Crime Beat, she'll be able, or Mirvi, they'll be able, or maybe Rexy. I don't know. She's probably watching a trial right now or something, or doing diamond painting. We could
But
get her
when,
on that probable cause. It will not have the child's name in it. Don't want the child's name. Don't bring me that.
exactly.
What they just said right there, him zooming with the judge, saying, lewd. Lewd.
Yeah.
Now
And
then,
it,
I don't mean to burst Susan's bubble. The new law that was put in effect, as in if you do something to a child, I'm speaking in YouTube terms, you could and probably will be put to death. That came after this incident. So it's looking like 25 years for him. Are you
at
hearing
least
anything different?
I'm hearing 25 years for that. And of course, he will have to answer for the 4 charges in Arkansas as well. That I believe I heard could do jail time for it. It's not as simple as they will be separate from obviously the Florida trial, but he will have to face
Nothing's gonna happen in Arizona. Nothing's gonna. I'm not Arizona. Sorry, nothing's gonna happen in Arkansas. This is going to be reduced to a misdemeanor, and she'll have visitation with the children. The charge in Florida is obviously way more serious. But the thing I love about Florida, besides the palm trees, True Crime Beat, Mir V, and Rick DeSantis's hair, is that they are trying to do away with the grandfather law. Now, they get stuff done quick in Florida. And if that goes on and there's no grandfather clause anymore, that might take care of this, because they've done it with other people that are in there. They're sentencing to, death. And I mean, they're getting it done. They're arguing a lot. Wicked Witch of the Midwest. Thank you so much, baby. I respect the heck out of you for not sharing her name. Everyone else is, but your class. Haven't ever been called that, but thank you. And I know who was putting her family out and putting her out. And why this bitch is still around, I will never know. Never know. I had a gut full of her during the Sophie Long case.
Oh my God. I mean,
without
seriously?
a crystal ball. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you know doesn't mean you need to say anything.
Yeah.
Susan to it with her one time because she was in our group.
Well as lewd and lascivious behavior conducted by a person older than 18. Investigators say they were contacted March 18th by a Tawnytown detective after a now 14-year-old came forward with allegations from a 2020 vacation. The alleged victim would have been 9 at the time. The victim told investigators Duggar repeatedly asked her to sit on his lap and inappropriately touched her.
Susan, you're not. You're the one that got so upset when she leaked those medical records to Annie Elise, and she thought it was funny.
Yeah.
This is not surprising behavior from her.
Yes, she has released the name, the occasion they were there for, and it's just ridiculous. It's horrible. Horrible.
Susan told her one time, but she keeps on keeping on. And I'll tell you what, she's been sued a lot, but I will give her credit. She always wins. I don't know how. That First Amendment must be real strong for her. But I can't watch her because especially her stupid posts and everything about how she's bisexual. I'd be bisexual too if you saw her husband. Oh my God. I'd be trisexual. I would try anything but him.
Authorities say the incident stopped after Joseph apologized. The victim's father confronted him March 17th, and investigators say Duggar admitted to the incidents to both the father and detectives. If Joseph is found guilty, he...
Plot twist. Okay? Plot twist. the daughter told the dad. Okay.
Yeah.
And of course, this is very, very serious business. We don't just get on the phone unless you're me after, let's say, 4:42 in the afternoon, and you just call someone up and accuse them. I mean, obviously, Joseph Duggar is very high up in their church. And that's really not, an apple cart you want to shake.
Up
But
to his arrest,
But
he
she
was,
she spoke to a therapist, and they said, yeah, she's telling the truth. He reported it to the police, and they said, well, if you decide to call him while we're investigating this, we would prefer, you have some sort of recording device, and if you don't, we can wire you. It didn't take Joseph long, and he really was so cocky, from what I'm gathering from People Magazine. I believe everything they say, that he really just kind of thought it was just going to be like water under the bridge. Hey, man, I still love you. You're my brother in God. You're a part of our family. I mean, all that stuff. And the police got it. So when they say he confessed to the dad and the police, well, in the state of Florida, it's all one and the same. That's how they do it.
Could spend decades behind bars. Claire Everbach, 5 News.
Thank you, Claire. Meanwhile, Joseph's brother, Josh Duggar, is serving a 12-year sentence on federal child pornography charges, and he's also now hired a new attorney. He's filed multiple appeals to reverse his conviction, including one in 2025, claiming evidence was excluded and testimonies were false. Duggar was arrested in 2021 after a Little Rock detective found child porn files on a computer traced to Joshua. Investigators say images of abuse of children, including toddlers, were downloaded on a computer at a car dealership Joshua owned at the time. This March, Duggar filed with the new attorney, Bo Brinley, for his appeal, and right now there's no date scheduled for his next hearing on that matter.
Nobody wants to hear about the Iran conflict, but it is pretty funny that they went from the Duggars to Iran. Great.
Really, yeah.
Okay, so Josh has a new attorney. I believe it's a Chicago law firm that specializes in MAP.
Yeah.
And they are also federal attorneys since he has a federal charge.
Yeah, just gonna try to appeal, just try and throw another bit of spaghetti at the wall, really. It's basically, how would I put it? He wasn't able to put forward a testimony of someone else that could have access to computers who wasn't there that day, but he was willing to say that anyway. But yeah, I don't think, just like all the other appeals, I don't think it's gonna work. I don't care how shit hot this new attorney is from Chicago.
Well, but don't forget, Baby Talk Michelle. When men turn to other sexual releases that are only permitted by God, it is because their wife has not satisfied them. I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's your defense of your children that you raise.
Yep. Let's blame the woman, blame the victim, blame everybody but my darling son. And it's disgusting, to be quite frank. But
I mean, like they couldn't understand why Jim Bob and Michelle, couldn't testify because of shit like that. Their defense team even knows shit like that is not going to work. All right, so she's in the hot seat again. Amy Duggar King, who is a cousin to the cult cousins. She's always after their asses. Okay? I don't think she's inappropriate. I know some people absolutely cannot stand her because they believe she's trying to take down their church. She's really not.
No. I mean, she was in that show from a young age, and her uncle did profit off her. She grew up, moved on, obviously has been trying to expose the black truth of what goes on. But because she's just, I suppose, a cousin, everybody is totally against her. She's just at it for the money. Where she's said many, many times, it's about the children and the victims.
And their toxic environment and their toxic relationships. And Michelle hates her because she wears high heels and flip-flops. You know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's see what Amy has to say.
What was your reaction when you heard this news about your cousin Joseph?
To be honest, I was absolutely and utterly broken. It's like, it's extremely heartbreaking to know that someone who you once had so much fun with, who you loved, who you know, he has such a great personality, could ever become allegedly, you know, a predator. And so it is really, really hard to take in. And I'm honestly having a very hard time comprehending it. But at the same time,
Okay, caller number 2, Carrie G. If two brothers are doing this, then what did they experience growing up and by whom? Well, you know how to answer that. Go ahead, Benny.
I think everybody knows where that one is going. It's learned behavior too. And where you have a situation when parents are aware and their daughters are violated and they still do nothing. In fact, try to bury it.
Well, I mean, what about Amy has talked about their grandfather, Grandpa Duggar?
Yeah, apparently at one point, Grandma and Grandpa had to move into her mother Deanna's Amy's house. She wasn't allowed to sunbathe in the bathing suit. She wasn't allowed to play with her Barbies or, you know, leave her dolls naked in case it would set Grandpa off. She has stated this herself. She had to lock her bedroom door at night. So, I'm guessing this has started within the family. And this is what she's trying to expose.
And because they wear somewhat nice clothes, not my style, but anyway, and they're a big family, what they do have a lot of power and influence, whether people want to believe it or not. That's not much of a separation between who we talked about yesterday, as in Dawn and Candace Wells. This is racial SA and incest.
Yeah. I mean,
it's bred into them.
At the time of Josh's arrest, Jim Bob and Michelle released it as the worst. What happening with the girls was the worst period, time in their life as a family. Yet, when it came to court, Jim Bob had a very hard time remembering the incident. Like when he brought Josh to chat with the sheriff, who also wound up in prison for CSAM, coincidentally. All these details, apparently he couldn't recall them. They just wanted to deal with it.
Well, the girls were testing Josh, and they were afraid the other brothers, but they locked up all the girls. Like they a camp for, like a Vietnam camp or something. Big ass padlocks, because they
Yep.
sat the girls down and told them, you're being too tempting to your brothers. They already knew what Josh was doing, but they got punished. You know what I would have
Yeah.
done? I'd have put a padlock on Josh's room and say, you sitting there and the police are away. Because I'm not having this around here. I still love you. You're still my son. You might get better. You may not, but it can't be under this roof.
Yeah. I mean, I always call him the golden boy because that's the way he was treated when he was in politics till he was caught watching porn on a senator's bus. And
The episode where Josh was talking about how they're not allowed to hug their sisters. Their dad doesn't hug their sisters because it's a form of sex. It's a form of being sexual. And I'm like, you people are crazy.
I'm also not surprised that something like this was bound to happen again, because when you're in a toxic cycle and a pattern, and that's just what happens because you are sworn to secrecy, accountability is just something that it's not approved.
Did you ever have any suspicions about Joseph?
I had zero suspicions. He is the last person in the entire family that I ever saw something like that ever happening.
Why is that? Why do you think that you saw a different version than what's now being said about him?
He was joyful. He was fun. We had inside jokes.
Because pedos are chameleons.
exactly.
They have a face for church. They have a face for work. They have a face for their children. They have a face for their wife. They have a face for their friends. And then they have a face for their victims. They can constantly change a personality.
Yeah. It's like a form of schizophrenia, depending on who they're talking to.
Yeah. They know there's something in them. And now that I've run across a couple of them, trust me, they're not on my Christmas card list. Okay. I get what psychiatrists have said for years because, remember Outlaw? And how he could change the subject depending on what we're talking about, but he's really dumb. He's a real basic bastard. Okay. Remember Logan? Oh, yeah. Remember Michael Duggar? Oh, wicked witch of the Midwest. Brooks, do you think that's why Kendra had locks on the kids' doors? Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
She had to follow the rules per Michelle.
And when someone gets in trouble, as in the husband, the wife is in more trouble and the rules go up like 500 miles per hour.
Oh, yeah. It's actually all her fault because according to their belief, she's supposed to be the one in control of the children. Like people are saying, oh, it's not a big deal. It's just a lock on the outside of the door. What if that child was sick? If they needed to use the bathroom? If they fell off the bed? An absolute fire hazard. They lived in a bungalow. Stairs wasn't an issue. So you lock your front door, you lock your back door, like most normal people do. And like all parents, if you're aware that you have a child sleepwalk, you
I would
near out.
If your child got up and wandered outside and you're dead asleep. That has happened before. People don't get in trouble for it. And then you take some extra security measures, okay? Like a little hook on the door or something. I don't putting something out. Lisa A. Yeah, it's the wife's fault if the husband strays. Well, we've been told that ever since Eve ate the apple. We're fucked. Okay, go ahead, Denny.
I was just going to say that okay, if you're concerned with safety issue, leave the door open, put a baby gate on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you'll hear that opening. Well, they won't get it open actually, but I believe it could also be used as a form of punishment. Like when we were kids back in the day, you'd be told, go to your room and don't leave it unless you have to go to the bathroom. But the door wouldn't be locked.
Well, let me tell you what's
You'd
crazy. These people are millionaires 10 times over. They did
Uh-huh.
not need those big old Ace Hardware padlocks that nobody could cut off. You and have a key and everything. They could have easily gotten a security system that goes off when someone leaves their room. They could have had cameras to see what their sons were doing. But they choose these big old hefty tire chains and padlocks. That's
You
way
see.
extreme. If you have, just regular home security.
Yeah.
Okay. Angel P,
Well,
thank you so much. Look at you, Cupcake. You just received a free Crime Lines and Lies membership from Angel P.
oh, God.
We have to do a members show this week. We got a lot of new members.
Was the laugh of the party. He was so kind and so humble and so great. And so it really hurts so deep knowing that it's Joe.
You said obviously this news is very heartbreaking to you. How are you digesting everything? How do you wrap your mind around something of this magnitude?
I honestly think anyone that is healthy and is a sane person cannot wrap their head around hurting a 9-year-old.
Amen.
I mean, he was 9. And I think first and foremost, we have to acknowledge the fact of how brave this young girl is for coming forward and talking and and saying this isn't right and wanting justice. If this whole thing is true, and it does, I can't wrap my head around it. It's just something that I hate that it's happening again.
And you mentioned obviously
Angel P, what are you doing? Look at this. Nate has been a member for 2 months. He said it's a great group here, and you are one of the readers. Angel P, thank you. Thank you for the super sticker. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And I agree with Lisa. They've always treated Amy like white dog shit because she's normal. She thinks normal.
Exactly. Also, she was born out of wedlock. Let's not forget that. That was a huge issue with Jim Bob and his sister for many years. That's kind of one of the worst crimes they could possibly have.
Well, Jim Bob and Michelle bastardized her. Trust me, Jesus has no problem with her.
No, but they had no problem using her as a prop for their show.
Oh, yeah, they loved it.
Yep. And she was actually quite popular, and I suppose all cousins, young children around the same age, they wanted to play together. But apparently hide and seek wasn't allowed. You can pretty much draw your own conclusions on why that one wasn't allowed. And you couldn't have a girl and a boy playing a game at the same time. But they honestly, as much as people give out about what Amy's doing, she was there. She has seen these things. She was part of this in the beginning. And
she witnessed it.
She's entitled to tell her side of the story. As much as anybody.
About her own family. I will never understand people on the internet. I still want to know what phone number I call to say, is this okay to talk about? Am I allowed to have this conversation?
www.idgaf.
Yeah. Am I allowed to talk about this? I mean, who do you call? I mean, my gosh. They keep saying, well,
Well,
Amy just needs to shut up. It's just not Amy's business. It's her family. It thinks she's witness. She's talking about how surprised she is that Joseph did this. She was probably betting on Jedediah to do it because he's a freak too.
Like
well,
saying
according to
again, and you
certain,
have talked about the system and accountability. How would you, especially for people who may not be familiar with this system, right? How would you describe the toxic system that some of your cousins and family members have been trapped in?
I wrote Holy Disruptor, my memoir, about this toxic system. And I talk about how there's no accountability held for the men. They're
and there it is in
They,
one line.
that looks like a Tony Town police lineup. Who did this to you? What face do you recognize? Turn to the left, turn to the right. Is it number one, number two, number three? That's exactly what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
never has been, and there probably never will be unless the police get involved. And it's so sad, but these men can make up any kind of rules that they would like to, and that goes for the whole entire household. And no one questions it. They're not allowed to. They are superior to everyone else. And so it is heartbreaking because no one can stand up to them. They are shamed, they are silenced, and it is completely toxic.
So when accountability is, happening in real time, while it is your family member, how does that sit with you?
I can be heartbroken for the person I thought someone was, and I've had to do it before. But at the same time, I want justice to be served. I want that victim, that sweet little girl, to know that her voice matters and that someone is going to be held accountable to because of it. And I just want the truth to be told. The truth has been so hard to find in my family. It's something that has always been hidden. I talk about it in my book again.
Yeah.
Because they're brainwashers, they're peds. Like she said, the men in this family make up their own rules, and everyone in their patriotic society, they make the rules. That's it. They provide food, they provide shelter, and they provide an income. Everything
Yeah.
else has to be done for them, and it has to be done to their standards. They take it to a totally different level, though. Okay?
Oh, exactly. Yeah. I mean, as Amy made an excellent point there. For us, for any normal person, it is very, very, it's just hard to even believe a grown man could be attracted to a 9-year-old. But sadly, unfortunately, it's happening. It's happening every single day. But these live in a community where the biggest accountability, unless law enforcement is involved, is going to your pastor, apologizing, and that's it. Basically, it. That,
I mean,
but their mind,
again,
that
Jim Bob,
makes them always.
yeah, and again, Jim Bob, it's just a well kept secret in the family until Amy put her memoir out that Jim
Exactly.
Bob's father was not to be allowed alone with children.
Exactly. And her grandma, like I said, when they moved in with their mum, with their daughter, Amy's mum, was actually the one going around enforcing these rules. I mean, don't play with your dolls. It
Mhm.
might set one off. A kid isn't going to automatically assume that, but that is a huge red flag. But these women are so subservient to their husbands.
Mhm.
And it's generational.
I mean, in my family, we just call it mutual respect.
Yeah. It's mutual respect. I mean,
We call it mutual respect. That's pretty much it. They have a totally different idea on it.
Tell me that Josh is in prison for no reason, and you cannot tell me that now Joseph is arrested for no reason.
What was Joseph like when all of the cameras weren't rolling? Was he different off screen?
He wasn't. He actually was, I mean, just so funny. I can't even tell you. We've had so many inside jokes. He always helped. He always was like Mr. Fix It. He always just like hung out and was just so fun. He really was like he had the best personality. He was my favorite guy cousin out of all of them. Like Joe was like a teddy bear. He was like the sweetest guy. And so that's what makes me go like, wow, because I thought Josh was charming. I thought he was kind. I thought he was a good husband. I thought he, had all of these wonderful qualities. And it's exhausting to know and really hard to be like, did I even know the person that I spent so much time with? And now it's happening again. And so I'm not a victim, nothing like that, but it's just really hard to look at the news and realize the person that I thought I knew, maybe I didn't.
There's also one more portion of that statement too, that I want to go back to, and it says Josh lives with the painful reality of how false accusations can destroy a life and how the targeting of a person for publicity can twist the truth into sensationalized fiction.
Okay, let's talk about that because we have another copy and paste from the Duggar side. How people twist the truth to publicize a scandal. Basically what you hear around YouTube: clicks and views, clicks and views, clicks and views. Nobody twisted anything. There is evidence. That is so narcissistic to even sit there and say these kids are making all this up about Josh and Joseph, and I have a feeling another one's going to pop up. Hey, Retro needs a hall pass. And then to say, this is all a publicity stunt. And
it's a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy, a publicity stunt, and the truth has been twisted. You don't ask a child that's not yours to come sit on your lap. Now, if a kid just jumps in your lap, you're like, whoa, what are you doing? All right, get down now. But that's not what he wanted. He had been grooming this child throughout the entire vacation.
Exactly. And possibly beforehand. We don't know until the evidence, and they have evidence, all of it is revealed.
It is. And like I said, I think if we sweet talk our Floridians, we can get that probable cause. But again, we don't want anyone's name except for Joseph. Obviously, it's already out there because people are talking about the girl's family.
Yeah.
Wow. I would say, okay, well then why did Homeland Security have evidence against you? How many personalities possibly do you have? I would just say, for me, like, that's my opinion, and I'm about to put that in for legal reasons, because literally there's probably a target on my back for even speaking right now. But at the same time, toxic patterns will continue. There will be more people, there will be more victims until this is stopped. And so literally, like, this is why I wrote this book. It is a tool for those that have been a part of toxic systems and cannot find their way out. This headline is not just for that sweet 9-year-old that was hurt. It's for anyone in this world that can look at that headline and say, me too. That's happened to me too. We have to break the cycle. And I'll be louder about it. I'm going to be loud about it.
You say you have a target on your back. yet you choose to
Mhm.
use your voice and speak up. Why is that so important to you?
Because children are being used as a tool. People are being hurt all the time, left and right. There are lies that are told for no reason at all. I was the black sheep of the family.
You still
Exactly.
are. You still are
Mhm.
because you spoke the truth. This is wrong.
Yeah.
And
And
they give her all kinds of hell.
because she was labeled the black sheep of the family, you can just imagine the amount of people. And I've had to deal with it within our group, sadly, that have horrible, horrible things to say about Amy. And I don't get it.
I saw
There was evidence. You can't dispute the evidence in Josh's case. And again, here, obviously, we don't know all the details yet, but there is going to be a chain of evidence. How can you dispute evidence and
Well,
say, oh,
defense attorneys do, but when it comes right down to it, it's like whose line is the jury going to buy? And 9.9 times out of 10, they go with the prosecutor. Very rarely
exactly,
a defense attorney win over a jury.
very,
I wonder what's going to happen with Kendra and if the rumors are true and that more charges are coming.
Development today in the case against former reality TV star Joseph Duggar. Not only is he now facing new charges locally, so is his wife, Kendra. 5 News reporter Laura Castleman has the latest.
Joseph's wife, Kendra Duggar, was arrested this afternoon, charged with 4 counts of endangering the welfare of a minor and 4 counts of false imprisonment. Joseph also faces those charges here, along with charges he faces in Florida, all stemming from an incident in 2020.
When you hear about it in the news or like someone in Mississippi said something happened, like something like that, it always feels scary, but like far away.
Members of the Duggar family expressed their concerns by posting online, while locals who live nearby also reacted to the news.
Heard about it, and I've seen maybe clips of it online.
Hearing that reality is so close can be a little bit scary. And
yep.
Boy, I'm glad. I'm glad that the people around Tonytown, Arkansas are finally getting it. They have been breeding pedos in their town all this time, and they walks amongst them. Like she said, it's kind of scary knowing all of this has been going on around us.
Exactly. And, I believe the Duggars practically walk around Town like, they're major celebrities and everyone else is just little people.
Yeah, and they do what they want.
Yeah,
they do what they want.
And
kind of, just makes you really, really think about it.
Tawnytown police say they are still actively investigating. We reached out to a number of people involved with the case. No one has responded. In Tawnytown, covering news where you live, Laura Castleman, 5 News.
Woo! Woo!
Well,
all right, so we've got some major charges here, my friends. We have some major charges. Now they're for child endangerment and forcible confinement. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't know where the endangerment stems from because they can't charge them in Arkansas for something that happened in Florida. Okay? So I'm thinking the endangerment is keeping the kids locked up in case there's a fire, they need to pee. Sometimes kids vomit at night, they can choke, stuff like that. There's all kinds of stuff going on. So, I mean,
there could have been more. Obviously, they're not going to release all the evidence or information that they have at this stage. But for CPS to come in, remove the children, and give the mother a no contact order, there was more than just locks on the outside of the door.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe there's one or two things you could explain away. But I have a feeling they found more evidence of neglect towards those children, be
Well,
that physical or
together,
emotional.
they're predicting by page 6, New York Times is predicting by the end of the week there's going to be 8 more charges. They obviously talked to someone or paid someone off. So that would be more charges for him and more charges for her. So
Exactly.
either that makes the extradition faster, or somehow they incorporate it with Florida and they'll get a federal DA. I don't know how. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there.
Yeah, it
But
could be very interesting to see how it plays out.
their family tradition is locking your kids in the rooms. And I'm talking these locks. These aren't like the locks we had in our locker in middle school. They look like something like a lumberjack would use when he's chaining down big ass logs.
It's kind of locks. I thought that, you know, if it was time to put a cow that was, for example, due to calve, whatever, into a shed, you use it because she could literally go for you.
That's
These
right.
are the sort of locks that take battering rams to get the door open.
Yeah. Well, here she is in the jail. Like I said, she wore her jeans. She did her hair. She put on a sweatshirt or whatever that is. I can't believe she's got on pants. I thought that was a big no-no. They must be loosening up the belt a little bit around there. No pun intended. And looks like the exact same place that her husband was sitting a few days before.
Exactly.
So, yeah. And they're like, oh, they won't be housed together. And I'm like, well, no shit, Sherlock.
Some difference in the mug shot and the courtship shot.
Yeah.
Like looking at two different people.
Be housed together. You can't have men and women together. You can't have Bonnie and Clyde in the same cell room. Hey, top bunk or the bottom bunk?
Not sure which I'd go for. Probably bottom. My back's not good at climbing. But you know, you have people saying, "Oh no, she wasn't in jail." Let's see. The evidence suggests.
No, I see her sitting right
in the jail.
Mm-hmm. No, I see her sitting right there. What they're going to do is, because that's the shirt she wore in her mugshot, that maroon. You could tell she didn't have on the prison garb. And so she took her picture, they booked her in, they fingerprinted her, and then Michelle was sitting outside and she bailed her out. Because in their mind, when someone comes after their family, it's like a Pharisee or something like that. They've seen before. It's yeah, I'm telling you.
They will.
Yeah, she's obviously in the jail. Yeah, she's obviously
there. One to me, anyway.
Yeah, she didn't go to Sears Portrait Studio and have that done. Nope. Nope. Here we go.
Yeah. She sure as heck ain't at the beautician.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, they gave her quite the soft landing as just saying, okay, can you be here at, I'll just make a time up, 10 a.m. And we're just going to book you in. And, we're going to have the judge just go ahead and give you an instant bond. Michelle's out there with her checkbook and she's like, okay, let's take her home.
The Wonder Woman herself, huh?
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you.
But it's all to control Kendra and control the narrative now.
Well, they are controlling her now. I mean, like, look how before they took her back, they were like, open your mouth, do this, do that.
She's basically gonna do an anonymous. Stand by your man, huh?
I'm telling you, I'm gonna be really shocked if 8 more charges come out this week. I really am.
I wouldn't be honest.
You think more charges are coming out against Kendra and Joseph?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm sure they haven't gotten around to examining devices, etc. just yet. Or if they have, they haven't. I'm expecting more for Joseph, certainly. And Kendra also, I mean, to instantly put a no contact order on a mother, not even a supervised visit, just makes me think there is more of this story to come out yet.
Well, it's dark and it's getting uglier by the day. And Amy has nothing to do with this. Amy Duggar King, I mean, nothing at all. OJ, we're not going outside right now. Calm down to my kitty.
Our producer?
Yeah, he's not producing right now. Lolo said, finally caught up. I giggle when I hear Brooks say, in agreement on a 2x speed. Send me that clip. Janice, who has their 4 kids with mom and dad in jail? I seriously hope not a Duggar. I wouldn't be shocked. But who's running this train right now? It is Michelle. Okay? It is Michelle. That is for sure. I really believe that she's taking care of the PR, which what is she going to do with that? We saw how angry she was after she bailed Kendra when she got her out of jail.
Oh, she's gonna go with the conspiracy. Everybody's after their family.
I mean, she was going up to cars. We have to protect the children. Leave my family alone. Look at that.
There's her old face. I mean, she looks her eyes look demented in that photo.
Yeah. I mean, she does everything he says. And I'm telling you, she does have a temper.
Yep.
The allegations against the Duggar family just keep, counting on. Parents Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar are no strangers to controversy. After the 2015 scandal that exposed their son Josh's history of abuse, the Duggars readjusted their reality TV spotlight following the cancellation of 19 Kids and Counting.
The truth comes out eventually anyway, and it's not pretty.
Daughter Jill Duggar Dillard left the spinoff.
Who could sit there and giggle and say, the truth comes out eventually and it's not pretty, and she giggles? These children were horribly abused, and Josh was watching the abuse. He took extra steps to do that. If the woman, is telling the truth, the entertainment woman, they call her, she said she was scared of him. He almost killed her.
Yeah. She was paid a pretty penny to drop those charges, I can tell you.
Yeah. And she's spoken out about it. She's just like, I thought he was going to kill me.
Like he almost suffocated her.
Well, it's another one of those things. Is everybody lying, or is that one person lying? They all have very similar stories, and they don't really know each other. Are they all making it up, or are you just defending yourself?
Series counting on in 2017, however, in an effort to distance herself from the family. One of her biggest reasons behind the fallout? Having to follow the Duggar family rules, which range from strict dress codes to questionable child-rearing techniques. No wonder the Duggar children got married young and tried to curb the Duggar dating restrictions. Some information has also come to light about matriarch Michelle's hot temper. According to a source for the Hollywood Gossip, it's only a matter of time until the off-camera modern ministry of the Duggar family is publicly revealed. Michelle has a slew of allegations against her that...
Yep.
She's really mean to people.
And on top of that, I remember, unfortunately, it's scrubbed now. There was a point when I think Jill and Derek had come back from Colombia, and Derek was doing a kind of a walk around with his phone. And she had one of the kids in the corner, and the finger was going, her body was going, but as soon as Derek stepped nearby, it was like a click, and the baby talk came back.
Yeah, Jim Bob will, he'll jerk her back into shape. What is so strange to me, and I have zero issue with people shopping at thrift stores. I love thrift stores. I happen to have seen a few pieces of clothing on Michelle that shows me that she buys the off-the-rack good stuff for herself, and then everyone else does riches to rags, and that's what they do.
Without a doubt. I mean, when it comes to... It's funny, and again, like you, I love thrift stores, and you can get like the most beautiful stuff in there in perfect condition. You wouldn't even know it came from a thrift store. But I do believe Michelle buys, good quality matching shirts to look, so her and Jim Bob can be color compatible as well.
Yeah, but I mean, the kids, for their everyday wear, they weren't going to spend too much. I mean, I always felt bad for younger kids because, I mean, they're putting on Jana's clothes that had been handed down through all these sisters, and I'm like, whoa, that's a little too much. A little too much.
Then, in the beginning, not to mention those hideous outfits she used to make that they wore.
Oh, all those red jumpsuits, and like you see, she's got on right here. That's that damn skirt she wore when she was water skiing. We almost saw her be.
True.
If true, make her seem a little sketchy. There seems to be a dark side to both Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar, as both parents allegedly threaten their brood with harsh consequences if certain lifestyle rules are not obeyed. According to Showbiz Cheat Sheet, son Josiah Duggar was, quote, married off to Lauren Swanson after clashing with his father. His rebellion of trying to date outside their strict courting custom led Josiah to be exiled by way of marriage. But that's not all. Michelle has been known to scream at her children, and the source for the Hollywood Gossip claimed Michelle chases her kids to hit them with spoons or spatulas after the slightest disagreement.
By God's grace, I chose to lower my voice and even whisper.
These allegations seem to echo what son-in-law Derek Dillon.
Yeah, she chose to whisper.
She didn't choose shit. Jim Bob tells her, I don't want to hear your effing mouth anymore. I don't care how you treat my kids or how much padlocks you put on their rooms or how much work you make them do around here. But
going after your kid with a spatula while whispering.
I chose to lower my voice. I'm like, I almost whisper. I'm going to try that with Greg this weekend. Actually, I can call him right now and see if he
captured on his Facebook Live a video of Michelle intensely yelling at her young daughter. The social media post allegedly got Derek and Jill Duggar fired from the series and estranged the family even further, according to Screen Rant.
Mommy loves you, and I really am a nice person.
Isn't she?
way.
Now, tell me about the Dillard family. Why are they also always in hot water with, I have to just talk in this voice? Why did they not accept Josiah's sexuality? We all know he's gay. We all know he's queer as a $3 bill. So what is the problem with the Dillard family? It appears to me they seem to be a nice couple.
They seem very nice. They were actually robbed by Jim Bob on a day before Jill got married. And you can imagine, like, you know, there's a wedding going on, there's everything's going on. Everyone's rushing here, there, and everywhere to get things prepared. A contract was slipped in front of her, and when she asked her dad about it, he said, oh, it's nothing, just sign it. But it actually contracted them to remain in the show, even though they had decided at that point they were going to go to Colombia and do missionary work. So when they remained there, this contract came up and they had to come back because unknowingly Jill signed a contract to remain part of the show.
Well, they also had a meltdown when she got her hair streaked. Remember how big that was? She cut off part of her hair.
Yeah.
She got the nose
I
ring.
mean, as far as they're concerned, everything's Jill's fault.
They blame a lot of stuff on Jill and on the cousin Amy.
The Screen Rant.
Mommy loves you, and I really am a nice person.
Michelle has also been known to instruct her older children to parent the younger tots, seemingly not caring for all 19 of her children equally. Could this information damage the Duggar family brand even further? Aside from her alleged temper, Michelle probably hands out advice to her kids on the regular, like most parents. But because of her specific views, the conversations may get interesting when it comes to autonomy, agency, and consent. During a confessional.
Oh my gosh. Do you all want to do a Michelle Duggar workout? We can all get together and we can put on skirts. We'll go live. Everybody can come up, turn on your camera, put on your favorite water skiing skirt, and we will lift weights and we will do whatever Michelle was doing. What do you think, Denny?
I think that's reasonably possible, but sorry, I'll have to wear a tracksuit. Too cold here to be in a skirt.
Okay. Ange said no. Ange doesn't have a water skiing skirt. You don't have a water skiing skirt, Denny?
No. Where I live? Why?
No, I'm telling you. She water skis in a skirt. Okay.
Well,
watch her workout. Watch her workout. This is awesome. And why is the only daughter that she really likes Michelle? Because she treats her daughters like dog shit. But she seems to always favor Jessa. Or am I reading it wrong? She treats Jana horribly.
No, many people call Jessa Blessa because no matter what happens, she will come out in defense of Michelle and Jim Bob. Doesn't matter what it is. Something goes by the wayside. Jessa's usually the first one up there to defend the family. And Jill, with her book, which if anyone has read how she was treated, she had to sue her own parents to get paid what she was owed after they left.
They did not like that. They did not like that. But like Jessa seems to be the only girl that she really, really has some kind of connection with.
Yeah, and like I said, it's for that reason. like where Jill has come out and said she never wanted to be on the Megyn Kelly show. She didn't want to do Counting On, but she was talked into it and made to see her. You know, it had to be done for the family and not think of yourself, all this sort of thing. And Jessa have never said anything like that. In fact, can't think of one sentence you said that corroborates what the other siblings have said and why some of them are now practicing in different churches.
Too much cooperation and cooperation with law enforcement for any of this to be a lie. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I'm telling you.
But because of her specific views, the conversations may get interesting when it comes to autonomy, agency, and consent. During a confession.
Okay, I love the workout, by the way. Hey, are you having fun? I'm trying to do a show, professional show. Quiet on the set. Love the workout. Autonomy. One thing she doesn't preach to her daughters is self-respect. It's quite the other way around. You must respect your brothers. You must respect your father. You must respect God. I mean, you know, all of those things. But you don't have to respect yourself. Do you ever find that odd?
Yeah, extremely. Most mothers are, you know, trying to instill self-respect in their daughters, even when they leave the home and get married and grow up. Whereas here we have the totally opposite. It's, oh no, you let your husband decide for you.
I'll tell you,
leave out.
These two are the Don and Candace Wells of northwestern Arkansas. They really are. They just
really are.
Nicer. They dress nicer, okay, and they have more money. They hide behind religion. They want to do.
Exactly. And
On 19 Kids and Counting, Michelle said, God talks about a wife doing her husband good and not evil all the days of our life. And I think that's what I say to my girls. You want to be your husband's biggest cheerleader. You want to be the one that always encourages him and doesn't put him down to other people. But really, it is that one to just do him good all the days of his life. Her words may seem innocent. It might just depend on your interpretation of what she's trying to say, she added. That encompasses many things for a wife because in every area of life, when y'all are working through life together, you have many things that you can do that for him in many areas. As viewers would know, Michelle and Jim Bob.
Hello, Michelle Cox. Walking Dead said, be good, OJ. I hear you trying to knock stuff over. Don't break Alexa. I think he had a concussion the other day. Alexa, are you awake?
Always. I don't need beauty sleep since I'm already digitally gorgeous. What's on your mind this morning?
Did OJ knock you off the shelf again? I found you in the floor.
Not this time. I'm still standing tall and proud on my perch. Okay. Though knowing that little troublemaker, it's probably just a matter of time before I'm taking another unscheduled tumble.
Yep.
There you go.
Don't follow traditional methods of parenting. Michelle famously told viewers that she used a buddy system while raising her kids, meaning the children were broken up into partnerships, which saw the older sibling taking care of the younger one, according to Showbiz Cheat Sheet. The system, while initially helpful, had fans concerned that the Duggar kids had a distant relationship with their parents. Also, Michelle's no TV ban left a bad impression on her daughter Jill, who has said she would not parent like her mom. Jill's husband Derek told Us Weekly in March about how they parent their kids and control TV consumption, saying, "We take the advice of our pediatrician and don't go beyond like 2 hours a day. We try to limit any in some days to like 0.
Okay, so I get the 0 screen time. Why does Michelle Duggar have such a problem with the pediatrician that her daughter and son-in-law use? Is it because they don't just only do Western medicine, they talk about diet and things like that?
Exactly. You know, it's They believe in counseling. They believe in, the children's welfare first and foremost. Not what Bill Gottard decided should be welfare for children. I use that term loosely. And Jill and Derek have, and in fact, Jill herself, she goes to counseling and probably still is. I mean, it's part of her book where she did try to reconcile somewhat with her parents, but her father arrived at the session and left her in absolute tears. And basically blamed her for every trouble that has visited upon them. They don't believe in outsiders knowing anything about their children.
Well, what do they always say? Dark always becomes light.
Yeah.
Truth always.
Screen time, especially if the weather is really nice. But there are times where it might be more than 2 hours a day, but I can justify it in my head if I'm like, well, the last 2 days they didn't have any screen time. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus,
Okay. Wicked Witch of the Midwest said, Retro, OMG, you mugged me. What is Retro up to? You have got to be kidding me. But again, Kendra Duggar is in trouble. Here is a recap. And according to page 6, New York Times, it looks like, looks like there's going to be 8 more charges stacked in. And I just have a feeling they found more locks or they found something else that they didn't like. And I think it's going to be 4 more for her and 4 more for Joseph.
This morning. Yeah, she's facing 8 charges in Arkansas, along with her husband, who was already charged with molestation for an alleged incident in Florida 6 years ago. 5 News reporter Claire Averbach joining us from District Court there. Claire, what is expecting to happen today?
Joe, Tiffany, good morning to you. Kendra is expected to be in court at 7:45 this morning, according to the website. It is unclear if she's going to be here in person or virtually, but we will be here all morning to bring you updates. According to court documents, Kendra was released on a $1,470 bond after being arrested on Friday, which is the same day Kendra is charged with 4 counts.
Yep.
Okay, so $1,000. Okay. So Michelle dropped that down. And like I said, she will get it back. She will get it back because she's going to make sure Kendra is at every one of the devil's court sessions.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Endangering the welfare of a minor in the 2nd degree and 4 counts of false imprisonment in the 2nd degree. Last week, her husband, Joseph Duggar, was arrested at his home. Friday morning, he waived his right to extradition to Bay County, Florida, where he'll be prosecuted for allegedly inappropriately touching a 9-year-old girl during a family vacation in 2020. The charges he faces in Florida include molestation of a child under 12, as well as lewd and lascivious conduct by a person older than 18. In Arkansas, he's also charged with 4 counts of 2nd-degree false imprisonment and 4 counts of 2nd-degree endangering the welfare of a minor, the same as his wife. In total, Joseph Duggar now faces 10 charges, 8 in Arkansas and 2 in Florida. Other than the list, police have not released what led to the arrests of the couple. We're hoping to learn more in court today, and it is set to begin at 7:45. We'll keep you updated both on air and our website, 5newsonline.com. Reporting live in Elm Springs, covering news where you live. Claire Everbach, 5 News.
Thank you, Claire. A LaFleur County man has.
All right. What to do? Now, when this comes out, and I have a really good feeling it will, because page 6 is rarely wrong. Okay. And I might even be half tempted to look at a little bit of what Katie Joy has up. I'm just not going to talk about this girl or the girl's family.
I think the girl has been through hell and back, and she's a minor still. And she just needs to be left alone. Her name should not be released or should not be given to anybody.
Well, we're not going to do it here. I can't control what other people do. I mean, in my
Oh,
opinion,
no.
years old is a baby. So when they get the new charges, I guarantee you we're going to do another show. Can everyone please give a huge round of applause to our co-host, best friend that we've ever known from Ireland, our one and only Gaelic girl.
Thank you, and love to everyone in chat.
Love to you, baby. And we didn't have any problems today. I didn't see moderators having to kick people out like yesterday. Woo, that was crazy.
It was wild.
That was pretty wild. It was one thing after another. But you guys are true blue. You're here for the right reasons. And you actually respect the victims. Hence why I keep, if it didn't work that way, I'd be like, screw it. I'll go lay in the backyard or do something else. I mean, I don't know.
Well, it's victims first, everybody else later. You gotta advocate for the ones that have been hurt the most.
I would say so. Just Me said, I apologize for losing my temper. Susan, that was actually awesome. Please keep that attitude up because I got a big on YouTube about how my engagement went up. So yeah, you lose your temper all you want. All right. Love you, Gaelic. Love you all. And thank you in the best community you could be around.
Exactly.
On these filthy, dirty, scummy, gutter YouTube streets. You guys have a great rest of your day.